Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you, getting into my budget and my Paycheck to close out my Paycheck 3 setup. And yes, there's actually a Paycheck 3 this month. I thought this amount of money coming in was going to be the last paycheck from my husband's previous job. And since we don't have access to his account anymore, because once he left, he lost access. We didn't know there was going to be another one, so we have another one coming up. I see the pending deposit already, so we're going to budget for that and get into the numbers. Now, I've already done my weekly check-in, so I'm just going to transfer the numbers from last week or yesterday into the category right here for, I'm stumbling over my words, sorry, for week 3 and week 4 of the weekly check-in, and then whatever's left here, that is what's going over in Paycheck 3. So those week 3 and week 4 totals will go right here. We'll find out how much we spent for the entire month. This is what I hope to have left over, $1,183.08, and we're going to see how close we came to doing that. So I'm going to take this off. And we're going to write the final number here that's going to balance forward to Paycheck 3. So I like balancing forward things. I like taking that balance and moving it forward to whatever the next section we are doing. Now, the income we came out of our savings account, and then we had a pop-up. My husband did get paid, and for a little bit of December paycheck period, the last paycheck period of December, and we got $710.93 last time. I did make an error. Something I ordered on Amazon. I put it in my log, but because it's been delayed in shipping, they have not charged my account. So I've been paying as if the charge has already happened, but I'm paying too much to the credit card. So I've had to do an adjustment here because it's not going to be charged until the last day of this month. So it'll be done in Paycheck 3, hopefully. And I'll have all that adjustments. So I just did an adjustment, a positive adjustment, since it was more and that money hasn't come out, but I did pay it. And it may not make sense here yet, so don't worry about that. Just know I had to do this for my reference in order to get the balance to be equal to what was in my checking account after I closed out my weekly check-in and paid the credit card back to zero. So that is what I had to do there. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I always forget to jump in and say that. But I love all the new subscribers and the conversations. If I'm confusing you, please let me know in the comments below. I have an assumption that you know some parts of what I've been doing, and sometimes I just jump right in and take off. So I do apologize for that. So we're going to come up with a new actual total income that is going to be reflective of my checking account. Okay, so to the expenses. Google storage is something that didn't happen. I didn't realize how it was set up. He paid $748.49, something like that, a couple months ago, January, and then he didn't have to make another payment until February, and that February payment is for an entire year. So that I have in sinking funds. You won't see it in this budget anymore. It's on my sinking funds video when I close that out at the end of the month as well. So I just didn't erase it, that's all. But everything that I expected bill-wise to come out, it did. We did get to go to the chiropractor, so that's that charge there. So we're going to come up with the actual income, the actual basically fixed expenses, and then variable expenses. I don't really necessarily put that down. You can, but you know, it doesn't matter to me either way. As long as I get my totals, that's all that matters. So we're going to go through this and total this up. Okay, so I'm back. So I hope you guys have been surviving the winter weather wherever you're at. There's a lot of you that had snow like I did, and I hope everybody's safe and warm and didn't have any problems or issues, that you had power and all that stuff through the snow and winter that's been going on lately. It's definitely made for interesting football if you watch football. My husband has been home because he's not working right now, and he's been enjoying all the football he can. So that's been kind of cool. And for a retired Navy guy, he never was home during like Super Bowls and stuff like that. So he's really excited to get in to see some of the stuff that he's missed out on for 20 some years. So let's go ahead and take what I had before, which is my balance forward from the savings I had left over from Paycheck 1 to Paycheck 2, and that is $3,490.08. What makes this a paycheck period is the fact that my husband did get a small paycheck from his previous job, and he is getting another one. So I'll go over that number when we set up Paycheck 3, right after I finish closing this out. So all we're doing right now is closing this out. So he did get a paycheck of $710.93. And then, like I said before, there was an adjustment I needed to make, so $26.31, and this is what we had in actual, $4,227.32. So there's that, and that's the income we're working with. And I'm going to subtract all these expenses, and we're going to see how close we came to what I thought we had last time. Again, that was $1,183.08, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to total these numbers up. The only thing that changed is Geico went up. I was not happy about that. This went down a couple months ago. Nothing else seemed to have changed that I can see. Yeah, none of that other stuff changed, so that's okay. So I won't total these numbers up. I'll be right back. Okay, so we had in expenses $1,549.47. So it's just a little bit difference, a few dollars difference there, from what I estimated to what the actual was, and it was just because the Geico went up a couple dollars. So I'm tired of that happening every 6 months, but I don't know what else to do. I'm probably going to have to seriously look for new insurance over the next couple months and figure out what I want to do there. Expenses. So I'm just going to take my number, and I have notes over here, and put down exactly how much we spent in week 3 and week 4 of our weekly check-in. So you just kind of take the spending from here, grocery household, and then this grocery household, combine them together, and that gives you your total here. So we actually spent in total $671.50 in grocery household. If you're wondering, grocery household means to me, it means anything you can buy in a grocery store, everything from what you eat in groceries, dry goods, bathroom supplies, cleaning supplies, makeup, hair stuff, body washes, Clorox wipes, laundry detergent, toilet paper, all the things, all the paper products and stuff. So if you can find it in a regular grocery store, medications, supplements, stuff like that, that comes out of this category. That's why I keep a large budget amount for the category for 4 adults, so that we can have everything we need every month. Okay, so next we have restaurants, and we spent $125.05. We just squeaked right under that one. And then miscellaneous, did spend $137.52. This is a category I'm most proud of because it's also the category I use to randomly spend my personal money, but I didn't do that this month. I'm not doing a low spend, but I'm trying to be super conscious of what we're spending out of our savings to take care of our family and not be too frivolous. I have bought some things for myself, some stickers and stuff, but I have not in the way I did in previous months. Gas, we actually had no gasoline that we bought, so I do have to get gasoline this weekend, so you'll see that next week. It's just because my husband hasn't been working and he didn't need to fill up his gas tank, and we had all that snow, so we just weren't out driving around. So there's that. We did spend in copay $44.25. And I guess in unbudgeted, we didn't have anything. Yeah, we didn't have anything in unbudgeted either. So we are doing good, being cautious with our budget, especially since this is money I have saved for emergencies such as changing jobs and quitting one job and starting another, and that time in between. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And then, like I said, I had Dr. Odell, so I have that right there. So I'm going to take these numbers and I'm going to total up how much we actually spent in these categories here. So I'll be right back. All right, so I spent significantly less than what I planned, $1,048.32, and I stayed under budget, which I am happy that I got caught up in my eating out and slowed down enough that I'm no longer over budget in the category for the month, and we should have enough for the rest of the month. I am happy with that. So let's take our income here at the top, $4,227.32 minus the $1,549.47 and minus the $1,048.32. That gives me a total of $1,629.53. This is what's the cash left over from the beginning of the month that I fully funded our entire month of spending and bills and stuff like that with savings, and the first of the month checks that my husband and my son's rent come in at. And so I am excited that I still have a week left in January and we still have $1,600 left over. So it's definitely more than what we planned, which is awesome. But this is the number I get to balance over to Paycheck 3. And Paycheck 3 has a little surprise, and we're going to go ahead and fill that out. I don't have a lot of bills at the end of the month, so this is typically when I fund my sinking funds so that they are fully funded for the month of January. And I've started to do sinking fund videos again, so check those out. I will have one close to the end of the month next week showing you where we are and what I spent out of that. Usually it's one or two items. I think I have three categories that I spent and paid for things out of the sinking funds that came due and was fully funded, or I just decided to use that number to spend. So we're balancing forward what was left over here. Up here, it's the estimate and the actual, so I'm going to just go ahead and write the number in both places. Now if I didn't know, I would put an estimate, and then I put something different for actual, but usually after the first of the month, I know because I see the pending deposits, I see all the things, so I just put them in both places. And that's fine, I don't mind. It's just how my mind works. So check mark means they're even, we're good. Other, so I'm not going to put other because this was actually still part of my husband's previous company that he worked for and quit. As I was saying, my husband gets paid, has another paycheck from his previous company that he worked for in December, and it was a salary. I call them salary checks. I don't write his company names down or anything like that. I always put salary. And he is getting a paycheck of $684.05. I'm assuming they did an audit of his pay and made sure that everything that was due to him he got. So there's that. I see the pending deposit, so I know exactly how much it's going to be, and we're good to go there. And I'm going to write other here in case something else comes through. I don't know, we'll see, but this is what I know right now. So I'm going to clear this out, and I really don't have a lot of bills here. You know, you see two things. I have sinking funds. So my sinking funds this time is going to be $438.34. My son's life insurance, which is $33.16. Just for him. He aged out of the other one we had since he was a child, so this is his for us, and that's what we do here. Okay, that takes care of all the bills. Next thing I have is what we have left in our weekly check-in. the balances to these numbers right here, that is what I need to put here for our categories, and that's what the budget is. This is going to take me to the last day of the month. So I'm estimating available $344.28 for grocery household, $107.55 for restaurants. I have $271.96 in miscellaneous. I have $243.16 in gasoline. It's pretty high, but like I said, we were snowed in for a little bit and we just didn't go anywhere. And my husband's not working, so we're not using as much gas to go places. And then $55.75 for medical copay, prescriptions or doctor's appointments. And then unbudgeted is always $0. And if I have to spend that doesn't fit in these categories, this is where I would put the number. Unbudgeted just means I'm making the decision to spend money that I didn't plan on, but I really need, or I really want, either way. But I know I have enough in the buffer of the checking account to do that. And where do you get the buffer? It's whatever is left over that you have not spent yet, and you still have room in the budget. And I'll show you what my current buffer looks like in this particular Paycheck 3. So we're going to start at the top with the total salary and balance forward savings of actual cash. So this is the number that was sitting in the checking account the night before this deposit is being made. So $1,629.53 plus the $684.05. So that is the total right now sitting in the checking account after this deposit came in during this time period. So 231358, $2,313.58. So that is what I have to work with. Now I'm going to take this number, 438.34 plus the 3316, and that gives me a total of $471.50 for our spending in these fixed expenses here. And then I'm going to do the variable. I don't label fixed or variable, I just know based on how I have everything laid out. These are always variable. I never know exactly how much we're going to decide to spend, so we just have to wait and see. Let's see here. Grocery household, I have $344.28 plus the $107.55 plus the $271.96 plus the $243.16 and plus the $55.75, and that gives me $1,022.70. There we go. So I'm going to reuse the sticky note I had before because I can't find my sticky notes right now, but I'm going to take these numbers and I'm going to subtract it from how much we have here available cash in the checking account, and we're going to get these totals and find out how much is left over, and this will tell me what the buffer of the checking account. And this is the buffer, $819.38. I think we did excellent this month by not spending all the money that we had planned as far as a budget, especially since my husband had he had income coming in, but I didn't know how much it was going to be because I couldn't see into, or he couldn't look into the payroll system like most of us can do. So I didn't plan on any income coming in, but it did come in, and I just added it as extra. So because of this extra $600, we have over $800 extra in the checking account. This was unplanned. I had no idea this was going to happen until I saw the pending deposit. So I'm just going to let it sit there, and that'll be part of the buffer, the checking account, along with what's left. I did have plans to have at least, after I transfer funds earlier this month, I thought the buffer would be close to $488.23. It absolutely was close to that. Now this month isn't completely over, so I do know this came through. I forgot to write this. So once the month is finished, I can, the monthly budget and the paycheck budget always matches. So unless I mess up the numbers, but I just kind of go through and do check marks and write the actuals and try to make sure they match and I didn't miss anything. But yeah, the salary twice, I wasn't expecting that at all. And transfers, I talked about that in Paycheck 1 video, so you can check that out. But yeah, these are the numbers. This is where we're at, Paycheck 3. This is set up, and when I close out the month, it should be easy peasy. I'll close out week 5 of the weekly check-in, run the numbers here, be done, and move on to February. And February is going to be pretty interesting. That's when we're expecting things to happen and change and work to be happening, but we're still waiting to find out some things. So once we know that, then yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what February has to have for us and what all the new changes are. I know by March 1st, this is all going to look completely different. And yeah, I look forward to checking that out as well. So I'll check you out in the next video. I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.